Hello traders, this is Dave with the Compass Options trading room, live trading room, and an alert service. And I'm going to do a video here tonight on a Periscope video. I haven't done one of these in a while. Basically, just kind of recap some of the trades we've done recently, what our results have been, month by month, etc., and just kind of do just kind of an overall recap of how things are going in the room. We've had some good months and a couple of small losing months, but all in all, pretty good. So I wanted to get this out. So let's get started. So again, this is a Periscope video. I'm doing this on the 8th of July, 2024. All right, so got to start with the usual disclaimer. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here are for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose, and neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. All right, so here we go. Again, I just gotta throw up a couple of SPY charts, SPY daily candles. This is an older chart, but I just put it up here to show what regular charts look like versus Heikin-Ashi candles. We talk about this in the room, but for anybody new, this is standard candles on the SPY chart right here. It's a daily chart of the SPY. This is another daily chart of the SPY, a little bit further along. You can see the big pink candle there, which is actually a red candle that I do on TC2000. And then we're going to look at these things with Heikin-Ashi candles. And you can see that Heikin-Ashi candles, you see how they're flat bottom for bullish trades and flat tops for bearish trades, like that, and that. And it's much easier to see trends with Heikin-Ashi. It also gives you confirmation of reversals back into the original trend. So we talk about that. I have a video on this, but I just kind of want to point them out. There's some more Heikin-Ashi candles right there, but much easier to see what the trend is with Heikin-Ashi candles, and there's some more advantages to it than that. But just kind of wanted to haven't showed them recently, so those are Heikin-Ashi candles. All right, so we have rules to trade by. I think everybody in the room knows this. We've got a lot of new people, so just want to go over this. We have 2 of them. We trade the best and skip the rest, which means we're only looking for the highest probability trade setups we can find. We're not trading mediocre trade sets. We're trying to find the very best. And again, second, our objective is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. We have to be very patient and only pick the very best trades and pick the entries on them at the best entry level we can find. So this takes time, it takes patience, and this is how we find the highest probability trade setups. And as profitable traders, we need an edge over other retail traders, since that's who we're trading against. We're not trading against institutions. We're not going to beat the institutions. We want to follow the institutions. So our edges are, we have the compass system, the Right Line compass system, that lets us know whether the institutions are in the trade or not. We trade relative strength and relative weakness. This is when we're trading a stock, we compare it to the S&P 500, the SPY, how the SPY is moving, for example, on a 5-minute chart. If the SPY is moving sideways and down and your stock is moving up, it has relative strength, and vice versa. If you take these things together, you have the compass system telling you this bullish, and you have institutions in the trade, and you have a relative strength stock. With these 2 edges right here, you're gonna beat most retail traders all the time. This gives us much more of an edge. Most retail traders don't have a compass system. They don't know if institutions are in there or not, and the majority of retail traders don't even know to use relative strength and relative weakness. They'll use RSI or MACDs or something like that. This is what really makes a difference right here, these 2 things. And we're going to trade with the market trend if there is one. And again, try to buy near support and sell near resistance. We talk about this a lot in the room. We're trying to wait for pullbacks to support, like the VWAP or 15 EMA, and then a bounce off of that. That's where we want to enter the trade. We don't want to be chasing trades when they're moving up really quickly or moving down really quickly. Wait till they go to a support or resistance level and get in. This is going to give us a huge edge over other retail traders. And we do this with the compass systems. If you're not familiar with the compass system, most of you probably are. But again, the compass system identifies the highest probability trade setups while sidestepping trades that look good, but will fail more often than they succeed. And it also does this by identifying when the institutions are driving the move and when they're not. This is really important, really, really critical to be in the trade when the institutions are and not be in the trades when they're not. And again, the compass system analyzes very complex trading data and displays the results in an easily identifiable visual format. If you've been in the room, you've seen that. You just look at the colors, the reds and greens. We can tell very easily if the stock is being bought by the institutions or sold by the institutions, or the institutions aren't in the trade. And the fact that it's visual like that, the Compass system makes it easy for even new traders to be able to identify really good bullish stocks and really good bearish stocks. All right, again, so this is how we get an edge over retail traders. We only take trades that are being driven by institutions. We trade the stocks that have relative strength or relative weakness versus the SPY or the Qs, and trade in the direction of the overall market. So again, our trades are going to be supported by institutional buying and selling. They're going to be outperforming the index, and they're going to be moving in the direction of the overall market. Big edge when you use these criteria right here. All right, this is what I call the basic high probability trade setup funnel. This is what you should be looking at when you're looking at stocks to see if they qualify as a high probability trade setup. You want to make sure you look at the daily chart first. If you're going to go long, you want the daily chart to be a bullish. If you're going to go short, you want the daily chart to be bearish. You don't want to be trading against the daily chart, because you can't stay in the trade all day and you can't take it overnight. If you're going short a stock that has a bullish daily chart, you're putting yourself in a really poor position for an overnight trade, because it's biased against you. We want to trade with the trend, both stock and market, if there is one. And then the key here, the compass indicators. We want the compass indicators to tell us that the stock is bullish or bearish, and that the institutions are in the trade. This is really critical. These two are really important. And then we look for stocks with relative strength and relative weakness out of the ones that qualify here. And then we try to enter near support and near resistance. When a stock meets these criteria, drops out the bottom here, and that would be a stock that you could take a look at as a prospect to make a trade on. All right, so that's the probability funnel. Here's the probability funnel written out. The key thing here is, again, the stock should be traded, should have the daily and the 5-minute chart aligned. The compass indicators must align in the direction of the trade. Two really critical things. And we must have patience as well. A couple things when a stock is on a 5-minute chart, when the stock price should be above the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, to go long, and below the VWAP for short. So VWAP is a very critical level that shows up on the compass system. It's very critical, and you don't want to be trading stock long that's below that VWAP. Very important not to do that. Okay, so that's how we find the highest probability trade setups. The trades we do in the room, if you're not familiar with this and on the alert service, we do a lot of straight calls and puts. We do debit spreads using weekly options expiration. I have a video on this. It's a little different than what most people do with debit spreads. For earnings, we do what's called time spreads over earnings. They're a calendar spread. This is a non-directional trade. We'll be starting to do these next week as earnings come out. And these capture volatility volatility drops after the earnings come out. And we don't care which way the stock moves. We can make money if it goes in either direction. And then I have another strategy called the weekly ATM. This is for neutral to bullish trades where we're selling puts each week against a longer term dated long put. So we have protection in case to the downside, but we just collect premium week after week on stocks that are moving sideways or up. I just keep pulling in premium. And again, I have a whole video on that as well. And then we do credit spreads to capture premium over a few weeks on stocks that are very bullish or very bearish compared to the market. I again a video on that as well. All right, and inside the room we'll do some SPY super system trades. I haven't done a lot of these lately, but this is not alerted. These are ones that we take inside the room. If the SPY is moving down or moving up, for example, it's bullish. The institutions are in there. It's bouncing off the support level, and we've got more stocks moving up than moving down. Basically, we have the major factors such as a number of stocks moving up and a number of stocks moving down. We compare those, and when we've got more stocks moving up than moving down, then we've got a bullish setup. That gives us the incentive to take these SPY super system setups. All right. I'll just run quickly through. Most of you people have seen this. I've got the trades here. I'm still keeping them out here. This was September of 2023. These are the trades we did. I'm using if you knew what I do is I use a baseline of $2,000 invested each trade. Nobody's doing that. Not everybody's doing that, but I have to have some sort of a baseline to use to compare our results month by month. So in September of 2023, we made 7,188 in the room. And again, it was a pretty strong month for us, as you can see right here. And again, it's important to understand that the percentages we make on these trades are going to generally fall between 15 and 20% up to about 40 or 50%. We have a few, there's 108% there, but typically they're going to stay in this range. Yeah, we're not here to try to get 500 and 1,000% because you can't do it. You can't do it consistently enough to make money. But so this is what you'll see month after month. So this September, here is October right here. Again, 24 wins, 2 losses, 86% win rate. 44.80 was the profit on October. And again, you see the same kind of percentages here. We had some nice ones. JD was a 61% winner right here, and 43% on restoration hardware. November, 21 wins, 4 losses, 84% win rate. Win rate stays usually between about 85 and 90%. 2,000 invested in each trade here, netted 5160. So just so you can see the trades we took, and we have some strangles. We had credit spreads, put credit spreads over here. Everything else is straight puts and straight calls. And we have losses. Obviously, we have losses. Everybody has losses. If they tell you they don't, they're lying to you. Everybody has losses. A lot of things, there's nothing you can do. Trades just don't work out, but most of ours do. This December, we didn't have an awful lot of trades in December. Slow month with the holidays. We only took 16 trades, 14 wins, 2 losses, 87.5% win rate. Netted not much, 3,115. I mean, still nice profit, but 3,115. And again, you can see the percentages staying the same. Here's Microsoft at 63 right here, Microsoft at 31 right here. So pretty good month overall. January, we had quite more trades, 20 wins and 2 losses. 2,000 invested in each trade, netted 75.05. Pretty good month. Again, you can see the percentages, they just stay around the same. 43 in Zim, 37 in Vertex, 32 in Vertex, 65 in Mara. This was a nice one, and Workday 26. But you can see again some nice trades here. Boeing was 96. That was a nice one right there. All right, February, really good month in February. This kind of capped off the beginning of the year here. We had 24 wins and 2 losses, 92% win rate, 2,000 invested each trade, netted $11,745. Pretty big for 2,000 invested in a trade. That's a pretty nice profit right there. And again, we had a couple of losses. You can see Disney here and IBM here, but we did debit spreads, we did time spreads over earnings, we did some strangles. So we did quite a few different trades here, but all in all, came out to a 92% win, which is, this is about as high as I could get. I can't, you know, it's really hard to get over 85%, and it's really hard to get over 90% over a whole period of a month. So you'll see we drop off some as well. This was in March. Again, we had 18 wins, 6 losses. This was not a great month for us. 75% win rate, probably the lowest win rate I've had. 2,000 invested each trade, netted minus 1344 loss. This was our 3rd small losing month in 27 months. It's more than that now. It's more like about 31 months. But that was a 1344 loss. And we do have a losing month, not very many. This is the 3rd one in 2.5 years, but you're going to get them from time to time. And not too much you can do. That just happens sometimes. But again, you can see our percentage wins were pretty nice here. And that's a small loss overall. April, we had another 75% win rate here. We only made 1,300, 2,000 invested in each trade off of 75 win rate, but still okay. I mean, we'll take profits when we can get them. And we did some debit spreads, we did some strangles. We had this WHR, the news come out and went against us. And GCT was just a failed trade, didn't work. So that was April. I did start to track the strangles. I didn't keep doing that, but I wanted to see how they were. And we did have 8 wins and 2 losses on strangles with an 80% win rate, and we actually had 2288 profit on the strangles. So that was most of our profit was actually came from the strangles in April. This was the recap here of 2023, the whole last year. Investing 2,000 in each trade taken in the options room. We had a profit of 60,000, a little over 60,000. Again, I just point out that if you started with a 50,000 account, if you put 2,000 into each trade, you'd be using 4% of your account balance at the beginning of the year. But as the year went on and your profits increased, that percentage of each that you put into each trade would drop. So at the end of the year, we had about 120% return on our initial 50,000, growing the account to a little over 110,000. So at the end of the year, if you put 2,000 into each trade, you'd only be putting 2% of your account balance into the trade. So that was in 2023. Here's the first quarter of 2024 right here. In the trading room, we had 65 wins, 11 losses, 86% win rate, a little over 18, almost 19,000 profits for January, February, March. The alert service, 41 wins and 6 losses, because we have fewer trades in the alert service, of course, because we don't do strangles in there. I can't do strangles out there, and I also can't send trades out there that I think are going to be just a half an hour to an hour long, or stocks that trades that I take right at the end of the day, like quarter of 4. I can't send those out because it's not fair to the alert members. But again, 41 wins, 6 losses, 87% win rate, 12,200 for the first quarter on the alert service. Pretty nice return on the subscription price. Second quarter, the trading room, 65 wins, 14 losses, dropped down to 83% win rate, but still 14,842 for April, May, and June, 14,842. Alert service, 35 wins, 6 losses, 85% win rate, and 11,784. So pretty nice returns quarter to quarter. Again, you get a losing month here and there, but generally speaking, it's worked out really, really well as we continue. These are the May trades. I kind of highlighted these because I wanted to kind of show what we did with time spreads in May. We get time spreads that are going to be coming up here now next week, and these are the time spread trades we had here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 8. So we had 7 out of 8 of those trades on time spreads were profits, and the profits on the time spreads are a little bit higher than they are generally on the regular trades that we take because of the nature of the trade. We're capturing implied volatility crush, and we're capturing some time decay. But like this XP was 71%. We had BKE, which went way against us. The stock after earnings just completely collapsed and went way out of the range that was expected to trade in. So that's where we get hurt on that. HPQ, 50%, 30% on Hershey, 40% on Akamai, 48% on Applied Materials, 38 here on TJX, and 60% on GPS. So this was our May trades. On the alerted trades, we had 15 wins and 2 losses, 88% win rate. 2,000 invested in each trade in May produced 49.79 profit. On the trade room, the whole trade room, we had 29 wins and 7 losses, so a lot more trades. 81% win rate, kind of a weak win rate. I mean, listen, 80% is really good, but compared to what we usually do, and 5,736 profit in the room. So pretty close between the alerted surface and the options room service. The profits were fairly close together. He just did it with fewer trades on the alert service. In June trades, the option room trades in June, in the room we took 25 wins and 5 losses, 84% win rate. 2,000 invested in each trade, netted 55.75. Alerts in June, pretty good. 14 wins, 1 loss, 92% win rate in the alerts. 2,000 invested and netted 85.96. You can see that the alert service actually did better because the alert service wasn't taking any strangles. So we had some strangles that went against us in the room, and they did not get reflected in the actual alert service. So those are the alert services. That's the alert profits on June. Pretty nice. The rooms was a little bit less, but these are numbers to be proud of. I mean, these profit month after month after month like this, with the 2,000 invested in each trade, is really, for most rooms that I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of them, this is pretty extraordinary, and we're able to maintain this for 2.5 years. We've been doing this now, so we've had 3 losing months in 2.5 years. That's I'm very proud of that. All right, so that is the results. We're going to take a look at some of the trades we've taken in case you're not familiar with the Compass system and how it works. This is a trade we took just recently. In fact, we're back in this one again, SMR. We just get back into this one again today, but this is a nice bullish setup. We took 64% profit in 2 days just recently, last week, I think, on SMR. And this is a daily chart, and you can see it's all green across the board. So you're not familiar with the Compass system. This is long-term trend. This is multi-time frame momentum, very important. Current time frame momentum, very important. These things, these two need to be either green or blue for long, or red or yellow for short. But this was the money flow. This is derivation of money flow. But you can see everything was green here. The institutions are buying the heck out of this thing. So it was a great entry for us on this daily chart. This, if you're not familiar with this is a dynamic compression zone that the compass system creates during the day, or during this case in each day, that tells us the stock is breaking out of a dynamic compression zone, which makes the entry pretty nice. So this is where we get into SMR. And here's SMR in the 5-minute chart. We knew it was good here, so this is where we wanted to take it that day. We waited for the stock to compress. In order to compress here, this pink line is the volume weighted average price that I was telling you about. This is VWAP on the 5 minutes. It's very important that you only go long once the stock gets above the VWAP. So we were waiting for our opportunity to get in here. We had compression. We had what's called a pop out of the box signal, this pink line, this pink arrow that the compass system produces. This tells us that the stock is breaking out of compression. It broke above the VWAP, so we get in right here as it broke above the VWAP, and this is where we stayed in the trade. Now we kept it overnight. We didn't get out, but we were looking for a nice entry on the 5-minute chart because the daily chart was so strong. We took it overnight and we stayed here, and then we get out right here and made 64% profit on that SMR. All right, so these are some other ones we've had. This is a Tesla trade from a long time ago. I like to show this. This is a Fibonacci candles on here. Flat bottoms is a bullish Fibonacci candle. You can see nice run on this. It's a 5-minute chart. We get in right here as the stock broke out of dynamic compression. You see the compression, the stock moving sideways. There was a pop out of the box signal. We get in right here and rode this right up, and this was a nice one. You can see the compass system is telling us immediately that the institutions are buying the stock. There's not any selling going on here at all. KHC, this is a daily chart in KHC. Again, you can see the dynamic compression zone here. The VWAP, by the way, does not count. I don't use this on the daily chart, so this is I ignore this. The stock was trading sideways out of dynamic compression. You see the shaded area. We were looking for a break. We got the break, and that's where we took this trade on KHC. You see the colors. You see how it went from yellow to blue, back to yellow, then to blue, and as it broke out, it all went to green. UNH, nice short here, daily chart coming out of dynamic compression right here with a red arrow here and also a blue arrow to the downside. This is dynamic compression break. You're looking for yellow and red. We've got it. We've got yellow and red. Institutions are selling the heck out of this thing. We entered right here and we took this down. All right, so those are the stocks I'm going to show you. That just kind of gives you what the compass system, how the compass system aligns up. But I wanted to just go over our results so far over the last year and a half or so, and what we've done most recently. We'll be doing some more time spreads. I'm still working on strangles to try to improve that strategy. I've talked about quite a lot of technical analysis in the room and what I use TC2000 for. I'm going to do a video on algo lines on TC2000 here pretty soon to show you how I use those. And I've been showing some of the high volume candles that I use for to do horizontal support and resistance levels as well on the daily chart. So we have levels that we can find for support and resistance levels, which is really important. So what we do in the options trading room, if you haven't been in there long, the goals I've got is to help members become consistently profitable traders under all market conditions. This is really important. And we traded into 2022 when I started the room, January of 2022. That was the beginning of the bear market, which lasted for about 16 months. And we made money every month during that, I think maybe except for one, during that 16-month period, even though the market was bearish. So we can make money in flat markets, bullish markets, bearish markets, trending markets, choppy markets. It doesn't matter because of what we're looking for. We're only trading the very best stocks. Again, I want to teach the members the most effective use of the compass system, how to find the highest probability trade setups, how to interpret the indicators that we've got on there. Again, educate members in identifying and trading the highest probability trade setups while being patient. Being patient is really important. Most traders can't be patient. They feel like if they're a trader, they should be in something all the time. We don't do that. You know, a lot of days we won't make any trades. We'll make one trade. And again, I want to try to accomplish these goals in a relatively low stress and disciplined environment. So I try to teach the strategy that I use, the criteria that I use for the highest probability trade setups, and why once you know that strategy is and what those criteria is, when you get in a trade, you're going to be a lot more comfortable being in the trade and as stress-free as possible. There is no way to do it stress-free, but it is low stress compared to other folks who are basically in trades and they don't know what to do. We always know what to do based on the technical analysis. They can go against you, but we know what to do. So this is a really important, and for me, this is the only way you can be a consistent trader over a long period of time, is to do it in a low stress environment. If you're scalping and hyper scalping and trading very stress environment with taking too much risk, it's going to burn you out, and you're just not going to be able to continue to do this. And trading is a business. It's a business. It's very important to treat it as a business. That's how you're going to be consistently profitable trading. It's not easy, but it can be done. And once you learn how to do it, you just have to be disciplined. And that's what I try to teach in the room. What I try to answer questions every day about whether trades are good or bad. If they have a good entry, where's my resistance level? And I try to go over all the technical analysis that I use to find these trades. So that's really, really important to me. All right, and here's some stocks, by the way, that I'm looking at for tomorrow. By the time you get the video, this may be too late, but most of these are really nice. This is ARM bullish, Tesla, TXN, Palantir. We're actually in Palantir. Meta looks nice. Apple looks nice. Walmart still looks nice. It didn't go anywhere today. It was down, but bearish Xerox, Riley, CMP, a nice short on CMP. A TRB, which is Travelers, pulling down, breaking down below a support level. RPRX is a biotech. It's also breaking down to the downside, and ZWS is also a weak stock. And so when you get the video, take a look at these stocks on your chart, see why I like them at this point on Monday night, and you will hopefully understand why they look pretty good. I'll just flip over here ZWS. You can see here's ZWS right here. You can see they have earnings on 7/22. You can see it's breaking down here below the low. All its lines are sloping down. If I go to volumes on this thing, you can see that I don't have really too much that I'm going to have to worry about for a bit. There's a level right there, which would be the next level that I would be concerned about, which is down to 28.26, but it's only just one. And we've got some more room to the downside in ZWS, right down to here, and then down to here. So that's the room I've got in there. So that's what I look at, and there's the levels on that. The ZWS looks good. I think what was the other one? The other ones we had here. Yeah, this ARM looks nice for a long. Here's ARM right there. This is Palantir that we took today. See this nice run. Here's these high volume resistance levels right up here. 29.35 is what I'm looking for it to get to. So Palantir looks pretty nice as well for a long. It looks nice for a long. Anyway, so those are some of the stocks that I'm looking at, and I just kind of wanted to show them here before I sign off. So again, for your entry criteria, if you're looking to take anything like this long or bearish, for long entries, make sure they want to break over the previous day's high. Don't be trading them until they break over the previous day's high for a long. The previous day's high and the previous day's low automatically become resistance for the high and support for the low. So if you're going short, you want it to be below the previous day's low. For short entries, to break below the previous day's low with a high probability trade setup, same thing for longs. You need to break over the previous day's high with a high probability trade setup, and try to take trades that are trading with the market if they are trading with if the market's trending for you. All right, so that's the Periscope video. I've had some questions about some of the trades we take and et cetera, how the room's doing. That is the best recap I can give you. I believe it's as accurate as I can get it. I mean, there's a lot of trades going through here that I have to import and look at. So, but that is, to the best of my knowledge, that's as accurate as I can get where we are right now. And they're all, it's again, this has been a good 2.5 years so far. And I appreciate everybody who's been in the room and staying in the room. I've got a lot of folks that started with me in January of 2022 and are still here. So I think I take that as a compliment. So I appreciate everybody taking the time to watch the video, and we'll see everybody in the room or on the alerts tomorrow. Have a great evening, a great day, whenever you're watching this, and thanks again for being in the room. I very much appreciate it.